Okay. Okay. So first of all, when we are talking about the organic chemistry, we should be very particular about, as you know, that chemistry is a branch of science which deals with the chemicals and their chemical reactions. When we are talking about the organic chemistry, organic word means something that is natural, right? It is not really a man-made product or a synthetic product. It is a natural product. So in the case of organic chemistry, we deals with the products which are present naturally, and most importantly we deal with the crude oil. What is the crude oil? Yeah. What is the form of that oil? Crude oil. Crude oil is a type of an oil that is directly extracted from the earth's surface, right? Which is just, you just extract it from the earth's surface. You are not going to it hasn't undergone any certain reaction. It is just a raw material which is just taken as a fossil fuel. You know that the fossil fuels are the remains of the or animals or the humans, and when they usually under certain pressure, they are converted into coal or natural gas and crude oil. So that is a crude oil which is usually taken, and that crude oil is basically composed of most of the organic material, which includes petrol, diesel, certain gases, paraffin, waxes, bitumen. There are certain other types of components which are present, which is usually fractionally distillated. And after that fractional distillation, what happened that we separate the components and we utilize those components in our daily life. For example, we are taking petrol from the crude oil, right? And when we take that petrol, we first of all, the criteria for taking out the petrol is also by by fractional distillation. What we usually do, we do the fractional distillation of a crude oil and we separate its components. Once the components are separated, we utilize it in our daily life. Similarly, in the organic chemistry, we usually take one of the major component as a separate one, that is known as the alkanes. So this alkane is basically being taken from the fractional distillation of the crude oil. What usually happens in fractional distillation, that the components are separated on the basis of their boiling points. Crude oil is a mixture. So the mixture, crude oil is a mixture of different organic materials, which includes alkanes, alkenes, alcohols, acids, esters. So we are going to study all these families. That is in our CIE syllabus. But the most important thing you need to know that their utilization. Once they are being separated with the help of their boiling points, they can easily be worked accordingly. For example, petrol is used as diesel. Sorry, petrol and diesel are used as a fuel. Similarly, bitumen is used as for the road manufacturing. And now this family, alkane family, is also one of the major component of the organic chemistry. And in this organic chemistry, this is a family which deals with hydrocarbons. They generally, all the members of the crude oil are hydrocarbons. Why we say them hydrocarbons? Because it contains carbon and hydrogen. The two major elements that are present in these compounds are carbon and hydrogen. The next point for this family is very particular, is that they contain carbon to carbon single bond. The presence of the single bond also shows us that they are saturated hydrocarbons. The word hydrocarbon, I am using it as I've explained it to you. Hydrocarbon means carbon and hydrogen. These two elements are present and they have carbon to carbon single bonds. They have a suffix that ends with ane. With every member of the alkane family, we'll write ane. For example, the first member of this family is meth, so that is known as methane. The second member is eth, that is why it is known as ethane. Now let me write it for you, so that will make your concept more clear. We do have counting in organic chemistry. If one carbon is present, we will say it meth. If two carbons are present, then we will say eth. If three, prop, yes. So it goes on till C20, C10. You should be knowing the names up till C10, the numerical order. And what usually changes is the only suffix depending upon the family, because we are talking about the alkane family. So the suffix would be ane. Next thing that we have to keep in mind is the general formula, which is CnH2n plus 2. And now, according to this general formula, we can define their final formula. Because when we talking about the N means the number of carbon atoms present in a molecule. Now, if we need to design the formula for the first member, it means that we are going to put 1 instead of N over here and over here. So it will become CH4. Why CH4? With the N, we write down 1. And over here, when we write down 1, 2 plus 2 makes 4. So the formula is CH4. When we're talking about eth means ethane. So what would be the form? Yes, C2H6. 2 carbon atoms and 6 hydrogen atoms. Now, what about propane? Yes, C3H8. Now, what is the basic difference with every successive element, every successive compound present in this series? CH4, then CH2, then CH3. The difference is of CH2. Every member differs by CH2 group. It means that there is an increase of CH2 when we move towards the next family, next member of the family, right? There is a difference of CH2. Similarly, there is a difference of CH2 when we'll move towards another member, that is, yes, so that is also one of the difference with every alkane family. So the first point was that it is a saturated hydrocarbon. Why I'm saying saturated? Because it has carbon to carbon single bond. And why I'm saying it is hydrocarbon? Because it is having carbon to hydrogen bonds, and carbon and hydrogen bonds are present over here. Only 2 elements are present. Secondly, it is named a suffix as ane. It means that every member over here, C1, C2, C3, they are going to end with suffix ane. Similarly, eth is going to end with ane, so ethane. Prop is going to end with ane, so propane. Next, I have told you that they have the general formula CnH2n plus 2. So they belongs to this general group. If we need to find, for example, they ask you to find the formula of a carbon atom of a compound having 40 carbon atoms. So what would be the formula? Okay, so what would be the formula for 41? You have to put 40 instead of N. And yes, yes, C40 and H to 82. So this is how they usually ask the students to find the formula, because if you have a general formula in front of you, you can easily find or calculate the new formula. Okay, so now how are we going to draw the structure of it? In order to draw the structure, what are we going to see? That every carbon to carbon is having a single bond. Plus, the rest of the thing that we have to see is, the most important is the valencies of the carbon should be fulfilled. Carbon can make 4 bonds, right? And in order to make that 4 bonds, the rest of the bonds are fulfilled with the hydrogen, and it should satisfy all carbon and hydrogen bonds. So because now we can see that over here it is having 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen in methane. So in the center we'll draw a carbon, and on the 4 hydrogens are going to be attached with it, right? Similarly, when we are talking about ethane, 2 carbons are going to be drawn. Along with it, 6 hydrogens are going to be attached with it. So I have shown it to you, the formula for the carbon 4 element, that is known as butane. So carbon 4 is going to have C4H10, right? The structure of alkane shows how all atoms in a molecule join together by drawing a lines between the atoms to represent the bonds. Now, you might have studied it before, that the dot and cross structure, right? You can easily draw the structure for a methane because it includes a covalent bonding. So you can easily draw that center with a carbon, and 4 hydrogens can be drawn over here. This is a dot and cross structure. They can also ask you this structure in your exams, or they can also ask you these line structures to be drawn in your exams. It has 4. Now the above one, if we are talking about this structure, we can see that it has 4 carbon atoms bonded together with 10 hydrogen atoms. Organic compound containing only single bond is a saturated one. This is very important. For example, methane, all alkanes are saturated. Are you clear with it? Okay. So any confusion till now in this slide? Okay. Okay. So moving forward. Now we're going to discuss some of the physical properties of this family. According to that, the physical property is that when we go down the group, if I'm talking, means that I'm going from C1, C2, C3, C4, C5. If I'm going down the group, their melting and boiling points are increasing, their density is increasing, their viscosity is increasing. Can you give me the reason why it is increasing? Very good. This is the most important thing, that the carbon bonds are increasing timely, and as the carbon bonds are increasing, so it means that their molecular mass is also increasing. Well, are you familiar with the molecular mass? Yes. It means that their mass, relative molecular mass, is also increasing, MR, right? So as the molecular mass is increasing, so definitely their density is increasing. They are becoming heavy. Are you clear with it? Okay. So what is meant by viscosity? Viscosity means ability to flow. That how easy it is for the material or the organic compound to flow For example, you might have seen honey. So if you allow honey to flow along with the water, so which thing is going, either honey or water, what is going to flow early? Why? No, I'm just saying the difference between uh, the honey and water, it's the ability to flow. You are saying right that the water is going to flow early, but I'm asking you the reason why it's going to flow early. Have you observed honey? Very good. Where honey is more thick, it means that it is more viscous. Yes, the thickness of any solution in the terms of chemistry is known as viscosity, and it will not be able to flow the way the water is going to flow. Similarly, if there would be any thick solution, petrol or bitumen, or we have turpentine oil, so their flowability is different. The thicker the substance is, the lesser it is going to flow, and the thinner the substance is, the more is going to be flow. The flowability is going to be increased. So the most important thing is that the melting and boiling points are increasing because of the increase in the masses. Same is the case with the density, and also in the case of viscosity, because of the increase in the molecular mass, the mass is increasing, their size is increasing, the overall size is increasing. So what will happen that there because ultimately the carbon atoms are also increasing. Initially, if we have one carbon atom and we have to see for this 13th or 15th carbon atom, obviously the carbon atoms are increasing, so as a result of which its viscosity is also increasing. The thing that decreases down the group is the flammability. Flammability means ability to get fire. Because of the larger compound, they won't be able to get a flame, ignite easily. You might have seen the coal. It is easy to heat the small piece of coal rather than heating a larger piece of coal. Coal is also one of the organic compound. So to heat a coal, in this criteria, it usually requires a larger amount of heat. So the larger the size, the more the amount of heat that is required. So this is the only thing that decreases down. It means that the flammability decreases down the group. Rest of the things that are increasing as we move down the group. Clear? Now that we were discussing were the physical properties. Talking about now the chemical reactions. The first one is that they undergo combustion reaction. A reaction in which then oxygen is required, right? And as a result of which, when the oxygen is heated with the hydrocarbon, as a result, carbon dioxide and water is going to be produced. This is the major combustion reaction that always occurs when any of the hydrocarbon undergo this reaction. Is it clear? Okay. So have you got the idea how to make the equation for the combustion of butane? Yeah. Okay. If there is an incomplete combustion, it means that the oxygen is not fully supplied. So the product would be carbon monoxide and water. If there would be a complete combustion, then it would be carbon dioxide and water. But it would be incomplete combustion. then it would be carbon monoxide and water. This is the major difference between it. The complete combustion equation is shown to you in front of you. If it would be incomplete, instead of carbon dioxide, it would be carbon monoxide. Yes, yes, because a lesser amount of oxygen is available. Are you clear with it? Any question up till now? Okay, so yes, so inshallah, if we'll continue with these some of the reactions. The next reaction is a substitution reaction. It is in a detailed one. So our session was only for 30 minutes. And inshallah, when we are going to start on with the classes, I'll try to cover up with the organic chemistry within a month. So it's not as so much in detail, but along with it, we're going to practice some questions. We're going to have 4 days classes per week, 1 hour session. And the classes would be depending upon obviously from Mondays to Thursdays. Only on the on weekends I don't usually don't have any classes, but on weekdays we usually prefer, and we'll adjust the timings accordingly. So if you have any questions till now for the organic chemistry, you are more than welcome. Yeah, sure. Sure. Okay, there's not a problem. What you can do is you can either email me those PPTs or WhatsApp me those PPTs, or I'll make you the host. You can share your screen as well. It's okay, right? Yeah, from Mondays to Thursdays. Okay, so inshallah, see you on Monday. Take care. I'll let your mother know the timings, because there was some changes in the timing. Probably we're going to have it from 4 to 5 according to Pakistan time. Right? Okay. Take care. Allah Hafiz.